Good morning. Yes, today is a new day and today is a special day because I am a part of a collaboration with Two Family Homestead that is going to be doing an entire menu of homestyle cooking. So I am going to be showing you from the entree to the dessert a wonderful homestyle cooking menu. And you see that box behind me? Yeah, I have been waiting for that, and if you followed my Facebook page, you would kind of have a good guess on what it is. But I wanted to open that in front of all of you guys, and can't do that because I'm going to do the homestyle cooking today, so we're just going to have to wait till tomorrow to find out what's in the box. So, I will get my stuff together for my homestyle meal and talk to you in just a bit. All I'm making is barbecue chicken with homemade barbecue sauce. I am making potato salad and carrots, glazed carrots, and then I'm going to make strawberry shortcake with biscuits and whipped cream. And yes, everything on this will be sugar-free and grain-free. It will not be dairy-free because I'm not dairy-free and I love dairy, so I'm going to use real whipping cream for the strawberry shortcake. Now, I have not made this particular grain-free biscuit recipe, but I have made others. Just place our 3½ cups of almond flour, the 1/3 cup coconut flour, both which have been sifted, and our 2 eggs, our almond milk, which is 1/4 cup, our 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar, our baking soda, which will be 1 teaspoon, and the salt, which is, how much salt do I need? 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And we are going to just mix it on a medium setting until it forms like a loose type of dough. Okay, so we have everything in here except for I'm going to use ghee. You could use this or you could use palm shortening, but I'm going to be using the ghee today because I have never used it in my biscuits before, so I thought I'd give it a try. It says just until a loose dough forms, and I think that that's pretty much it. Because then what we are going to do is we are going to add our ghee. We're going to switch out the blades to a dough hook. And then we are going to just, it says, leaving just pea-sized bits of the shortening through the dough. And that was all there is to it. Push that out of the way. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it on a cookie sheet that's been lined with parchment paper. And it says that you can put it on some coconut flour and roll it out, or you can just hand shape 8 biscuits from the dough and shape it. I would imagine that that'll work just fine. So there is our 8 biscuits, and I'm going to put this in a 350-degree oven and bake for approximately 18 to 20 minutes. And it recommends turning the cookie sheet midway through. So I'll just go ahead then and put mine on for 10 minutes, and then I'll know to turn it for another 10, right? Now, for our potatoes, all I did was use a very inexpensive bag of white potatoes. And I peeled them, chopped them up, put them in some water here, and I am just going to cook them on the stove. Okay, this is what we're going to need for our potato salad. I've got my 2 pounds of potatoes I had cooked and I had cut and cooked. So that's all done and they are chilling in the refrigerator. And so now we are going to take a 1/2 cup of mayonnaise and 1/4 cup of full fat coconut milk. And this is what full fat coconut milk looks like. It's not the coconut milk from the refrigerator section where milk is. This is going to be a lot thicker. And if you happen to live where I live, this always stays separated. It really, we might in July be warm enough where it would go together. But the top portion is a thick white, just like how the cream rises in cow's milk. And then the bottom portion is like a watery type of thing. Well, we need that to be blended together. So if you're not in a warm climate and you're like me, all you need to do is open up your can of coconut milk, put it in a bowl, and put that bowl into another bowl of warm water and just kind of give it a little mix with a fork and it will just start to go back together very easily, just like mine did right here. It's very easy. Now we only need 1/4 cup. So if you are dairy free, this is the perfect whipped cream for you, because what you're going to do now is you're just going to put a plastic wrap on it, stick it in your fridge, let it go back into the solid form and then the liquid at the bottom. And you take that solid form out and you beat it just like you do whipping cream. Add a little bit of honey and you have whipping cream, and it does not taste like coconut. So that's what you do with the rest of the can. But so we are going to take our mayonnaise, and here I'll put the camera down so that you can see what I'm doing. And in here is my coconut milk. I have some fresh parsley. I have a little bit of dried dill. It called for fresh, but I don't have any. And a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. And I believe it was, oh my goodness, 2 teaspoons of yellow mustard. So that's what's in here. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put my 1/2 cup of mayonnaise. And this, honestly, normally I would eyeball this. And my celery, this is just 1/3 cup, a heaping 1/3 cup, just to give you an idea. Now, do keep in mind, this is supposed to serve 4. So it's not like that big bowl that you make for a picnic. And this is just 2 little, the little cucumbers, the little mini cucumbers. I just took 2 of them and diced that up. And this is just cherry tomatoes. Well, actually it's grape tomatoes that I cut in half, then cut in half again. So that's going to go in there. And I believe I already put my salt in. The only thing I need to put in now is my paprika, and it calls for a 1/2 teaspoon. So I'm going to put my paprika in here. And we're just going to mix this up. And what I actually do is I just cover this and stick this in the refrigerator so that all these wonderful flavors can start to come together. And then when I'm ready, I will add my potatoes to this. What I want to do now is I want to make the barbecue sauce. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to need is 1 cup of ketchup. And voila, the magic of being able to turn off our camera. Here is our 1 cup of ketchup. But the next thing we're going to add is a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. We also need 1 tablespoon of molasses, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a teaspoon of sea salt, a teaspoon of powdered garlic, and 3/4 teaspoon of liquid smoke, and 2 to 4 dashes of hot sauce. And that are my biscuits. And I'll be right back. And look at them. Don't they look good? Yum. So I'm going to stick these on a wire rack, and then we will continue with our sauce. I actually had to think where we left off for some reason, but we just mix this up like so. And that's all it takes. No, it doesn't. I forgot. I did not add the maple syrup. Goodness me. It takes a teaspoon of maple syrup. And I am just going to put that in the sink there. Move this out of the way for a second. Bring my pan of chicken legs. And all we're going to do is we're going to put some of the barbecue sauce onto our chicken. Now, my chicken is actually sitting on a little rack. It lifts it up maybe 1/4 of an inch off of the pan so that it doesn't sit in its own fat juices. And what I will do is I will add a little bit more of this when they're done. And this is going to go into a 400-degree oven and cook for approximately 45 minutes. And this is my finished dinner. My 4 chicken thighs, my potato salad, and my honey glazed carrots. The carrots just have a couple tablespoons of honey on them with some butter and some black pepper and some parsley. So that's about all that's in there. And I'm gonna call my husband to dinner and enjoy. I hope you enjoyed that homestyle dinner that I made. And at the end of this video, I will be putting a link to the Two Family Homestead channel, because there are 69 YouTube channels that volunteered for this homestyle dinner collaboration for the first week of May. And I just encourage you. I encourage you to go to that channel. I encourage you to click on the playlist for the homestyle dinners and see all the yummy things that people are going to be cooking up. And because this video is going to be a bit longer than what I would like it to be, I thought that it would be nice if I read a poem from a lady named Hope Tshuma. And I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that last name right. And I hope she forgives me if I just totally destroyed that. But the name of the poem is God, Our Source of Life. God is mighty. There is nothing He cannot do. God is the Creator. He created everything that dwells on the earth. God is love. His loving arms are open wide to embrace us all. God is light. He shines on us. God is gracious. He blesses without any reservations. God is merciful. His love endures forever. God is our comforter. He comforts us through life's hardships. God is our provider. He gives abundantly according to our needs. God is our rock. With God, we stand firm over life's storms. God is faithful. He walks with us all the time. God is our dwelling place. He keeps us safe. God is power. He gives us strength to keep carrying on. God forgives. He forgives and washes away our sins. God is eternity. He is everlasting. God is life. Life itself evolves from the mighty, great God. So with that, I want to remind you, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And I will talk to you tomorrow. God bless.